Strip the sheets off your bed tomorrow morning. Go on. Pull them all the way back, down to the bare mattress, and put your hand flat on it. It is a little warm, a little damp, maybe, right where you sleep. There, that faint shape, that shadow of you pressed into the surface. That is months of nights. That is every drop your body let go of in the dark, soaked down into a thing you cannot put in the wash. They say we sweat out the better part of a cup of water every night, some nights more, and we lie in it a third of our lives, with only a thin sheet between us and all of it. Most people never think of this. They strip the bed, they put fresh sheets on top, and they look away. But the mattress remembers everything. My name is Maya Sato. I am 58 years old, and I have kept a home the old way my whole life, the way my grandmother kept hers in the mountains of Nagano. And in all those years, I want you to hear this, I have never once paid a man to deep clean my bedding, and I have never bought a single spray or foam made for a mattress. Not one bottle. My grandmother would have laughed at the very idea. She kept her bedding fresh for decades with sunlight, with air, and with 2 or 3 things that cost almost nothing. So can you. Let me show you how. Here is what I am going to give you today in order, and I will tell you now that none of it is expensive. First, the one free thing that does more for a mattress than any product on any shelf, and it is already coming through your window for nothing. Then how to lift away what falls into it, how to take the smell out with a single kitchen staple, and how to handle a stain the right way, so you do not set it in forever the way most people do. And at the very end, the quiet trick that may keep you from buying another mattress for 15 years. But I will also tell you the one mistake, and it is a common one, that quietly ruins more mattresses than any stain ever could. I will come to it. Watch for it. Because here is the part the makers would rather you never sat through. Almost everything they sell you for this works against the mattress, not for it. Stay with me to the end, and you will understand why. It is not a long story, but it is the important one. So, let me correct the one thing that almost everybody gets wrong, because once you see it, the rest becomes simple. Most people think a mattress is a dirt problem. They think it is soiled, so I must wash it, scrub it, soak it, shampoo it, pay someone to come, and steam it. More water, more wetness, more product. That is backwards. A mattress is not a dirt problem. A mattress is a moisture problem. Think again about that cup of sweat every single night, going down into the padding. What does damp, warm, dark stuffing become over time? It becomes smell. It becomes mold down inside where your eye never reaches. And it becomes a home for dust mites, the tiny living things that feed on the skin we shed and thrive in anything humid. The smell, the spots, the stuffiness. None of that is really dirt. It is water that never left. Now you can see why the wet way is a trap when you pour more water into a mattress, when you steam it, when you shampoo it, when you soak a stain. You are feeding the very thing that destroys it. The water goes in, and in a thick mattress it has nowhere to go. It sits in the middle, where no fan and no sun can reach, and it grows the mold you were trying to be rid of. In Japan, we have understood this for a very long time, because we sleep on futon, and a futon you cannot throw in a machine either. So what did we learn instead? You never wash bedding with water if you can help it. You keep it dry. You keep air moving through it. You give it to the sun. That is the whole secret. And everything I am about to show you comes from it. Keep it dry. Move the air. Let it breathe. So let us begin with that free thing I promised you, the one that beats every bottle, and it is simply this: air and sun. In my grandmother's house, on the first clear day after the rains lifted, the whole village did the same thing at once. Every futon in every house came out over the wooden rail of the veranda, out into the sun. My Oba-chan would carry hers out before the morning was warm, drape it over the rail, and beat it, thwack, thwack, with a flat bamboo beater, and you could hear it up and down the lane, every house, that same slow sound. By evening, the bedding came back in, and oh, I wish I could give you that smell through the screen. Sun-warmed cotton, dry, clean, like the air after the heat. We had our own name for this kind of airing out because it mattered that much. Now you cannot carry your mattress out over a rail, I know. It is heavy, and many of you live in apartments with no garden at all. But the principle is yours all the same, and here is how you take it. Strip the bed all the way down to the bare mattress. Then open your windows, 2 of them if you can, on opposite sides, so the air pulls through and does not just sit there. Let the mattress lie there bare and breathe for a few hours. If you have a sunny window, drag the mattress so the light falls across it, or stand it up on its side and lean it where the sun comes in. A balcony on a dry day is better still. Why does this do more than any spray? Because sunlight and moving air dry the mattress out, and a dry mattress is one mold cannot grow in, and one the dust mites cannot thrive in, because they need the damp to live. You are not perfuming the problem. You are removing it. And here is the one thing most people miss, and it costs nothing. Do not make your bed the moment you climb out of it. I know we are all taught to, but in that first hour, your mattress is at its warmest and its dampest, full of the whole night. If you throw the duvet straight over it and seal it up, you trap all of that inside. So fold the covers back instead. Let the bed breathe while you have your tea. Then make it. That one small change every morning does more than you would believe. Now, once or twice a season, before you air it, take a few minutes to lift away what has fallen into it. Every night you shed skin. We all do. It is just what a body does. And that, along with the dust, is exactly what the mites feed on. So you want it gone. Run a vacuum over the whole bare surface, slowly, getting into the seams and the button dips where it gathers. But, and write this down, use a clean attachment. The upholstery brush, wiped clean first. Think for a moment about everything your vacuum swallows off the floor. The grit, the hair, all of it sitting inside that machine. If you run a dirty brush over your bed, you are taking the floor's filth and pressing it into the place you lay your face for 8 hours. So clean the brush first. A clean tool for a clean job. My grandmother had a word for this kind of care, soji, cleaning not as a chore you rush, but as quiet attention to the things that keep you. A dirty cloth never cleaned anything. It only moved the dirt around. This step alone, done at the turn of each season, takes the dust and the skin and the mite food up and out, before you ever reach for anything else. No water, no product, and then you are ready for the next thing, which is the smell. So, the smell. Every mattress in time grows its own, that close slept-in smell that no amount of fresh sheets quite covers. And the shops have a whole shelf of bright cans for it, sprays and powders with flowers on the label. You do not need a single one. You need baking soda. Plain baking soda, the same box you would scrub a sink with. In my home, it is one of 3 or 4 things I am never without. Here is what you do. Over the bare, vacuumed mattress, sift a thin, even layer of baking soda, a good few handfuls for a whole bed, more on the spots that need it, but thin, like the first dusting of snow, not a heap. Then leave it, half an hour at the least, but honestly, the longer the better. If the day is dry and you have the time, give it a few hours while the windows are open and the mattress is airing anyway. Then vacuum every bit of it back up. What is happening under there? The baking soda is faintly alkaline, and most of those slept-in smells are acidic. So the soda meets them and neutralizes them, instead of just laying perfume on top. And while it sits, it pulls a little of the damp up out of the surface, too. It does not cover the smell. It takes it. Now I will be honest with you, because I always will be. This freshens, but it does not remove a stain. It is a dry method for smell, not for spots. The spots are next, and they have their own rule. One rule that almost nobody knows, and getting it wrong is how good mattresses are ruined. So here is that rule, and I want you to remember it above almost anything else I tell you today. Heat sets a stain. Now, the stains that end up on a mattress are almost always one kind, what they call protein stains. Sweat, blood, the body's fluids. And the thing about a protein stain is that warmth cooks it in. Hot water, warm water, it does not lift the stain, it locks it. It cooks it into the fibers like an egg cooking in a pan. And once it is set that way, it is very, very hard to take back out. So, cold water only, always cold. Cold. I will say it again because people forget it in the moment. Reaching for warm water because warm feels like it cleans better. Not here. Here, warm is the enemy. And the second part, blot, never rub. If the spot is fresh and wet, lay a cool, damp cloth on it and press. Straight down, lift, press again. Do not scrub in circles. Rubbing in circles only drives the stain deeper into the padding and spreads it wider than it was. You press, you lift, you let the cloth drink it up. Patient, gentle. Then for the stain itself, here is the old mixture, and it is 2 things from your kitchen. Salt and baking soda, equal parts, a spoon of each with just a few drops of cold water to make a paste. No more water than that. Dab the paste onto the spot, leave it about half an hour, then brush the dried paste away and wipe the place with a cool, damp cloth. Why these 2? The salt draws the moisture and the stain up out of the fibers. Salt has pulled moisture out of things in Japanese kitchens for 1,000 years, and the baking soda lifts gently and takes the odor with it. Together, on a fresh stain, they do real work. And the one thing most people miss, the thing that ruins it, be stingy, almost mean, with the water. You are not washing the mattress. You are treating one small spot, the size of your hand. Every single drop you put in, you must take back out, or it sinks down into the middle and sits there. Which brings me to the mistake I warned you about at the start, the big one, and here it is. The one mistake that quietly ruins more mattresses than any stain ever did. People soak them. They get a spot, they panic, and they pour water onto it. Or worse, they hear deep clean, and they shampoo the whole thing, or pay to have it steamed and soaked and wrung. And then, this is the part nobody tells them, the water has gone in, and in a thick mattress, in a foam mattress most of all, it has absolutely nowhere to come back out. A memory foam mattress especially will hold liquid the way a sponge holds it, deep in the cells, with no way down and no way up. So it sits in the middle, where no fan reaches, where no sun reaches, and in the warm dark, it grows exactly the mold you were trying to clean away. You did not clean the mattress. You ruined it, slowly, from the inside. This is the same wisdom by which we treat a tatami floor. You never soak it. You wipe it barely damp, along the grain, and then you air it dry. You respect that it holds water. A mattress is the same. So whenever you must put any moisture on it, even the little dab of paste, the rule that follows is iron. Dry it completely before you sleep on it again. Blot it hard with a dry towel. Then put a fan on it, windows open, air moving across the surface, sun if you have it, for as long as it takes. Bone dry, not nearly dry, bone dry. If there is any damp left in it when you lie down, you have simply started the mold yourself. Now 2 more things, and they are the gentle ones, the ones that make a mattress last for years longer than it should. The first is to turn it. 4 times a year at the turn of each season, rotate your mattress, head to foot, and flip it over top to bottom, if it is the kind that allows it. My late husband and I were not the same size at all. There was the better part of 100 pounds between us, and a mattress left alone wears into a valley wherever the heaviest sleeper lies, night after night, until one side is a ditch and the other a hill. But turn it with the seasons, and the wear spreads out evenly across the whole thing, and it stays flat and true for many more years. It takes, and I have timed it, about 45 seconds, 4 times a year. There is no chore in this whole house cheaper for what it gives back. And if yours is one of the newer no-flip mattresses with only one sleeping side, fine. You still turn it head to foot. The point is simply this: do not let the same body press the same spot forever. This is matanai, you see, the old feeling that it is a shame, almost a small sin, to waste a good thing. You do not throw a mattress away and buy another because one side sagged. You turn it and you make it last. Which brings me to the last thing, the quiet one, the one the makers like least. So the last thing, and it is the oldest idea of all, dressed in a new word. Put a washable layer between you and the thing you cannot wash. That is all a mattress protector is. It is a thin, washable cover that goes over the mattress and under your sheet. And it takes everything, the sweat, the spill, the stain, the cup of water every night, onto itself instead of onto the mattress. Then, when it needs it, you simply pull it off and put it in the machine, the way you cannot do with the mattress underneath. The protector takes the beating. The mattress stays clean and dry for years, almost like new. This is not some modern invention, no matter what the label says. Our grandmothers covered everything precious. They laid cloths over the good furniture, slipped covers over the cushions, wrapped what mattered in something that could be washed or replaced. They understood, without anyone teaching them, that you guard the thing that is hard to clean with a layer that is easy to clean. The protector is only that same old sense, made for a bed. And I will tell you plainly, this one habit, more than any spot cleaning trick I have given you, is what keeps a mattress good for 15 years instead of 5. It is far easier to wash a cover or even throw a ruined cover away than to fight a stain soaked into the mattress itself. So if you take one new thing from me today, let it be this: protect first. It is so much simpler than rescuing. Now I promised you honesty, and here it is. What these things do and what they do not. The airing and the sun. They dry your mattress. They hold off the mold. They keep the mites from thriving. But I am not going to pretend the sun sterilizes everything like some machine in a hospital. It does not. It is the daily faithful keeping dry that protects you, not one miracle afternoon. Do it as a habit, not a cure. The baking soda freshens and it pulls a little damp, but as I said, it will not lift a stain. And the salt and soda paste works well on a fresh spot, caught early. But I will be honest, an old stain, one that set months ago, especially if someone once washed it in warm water and cooked it in, that one may never fully come out by any method, kind or harsh. That is simply the truth, and it is exactly why the washable cover matters so much. Prevent the stain, and you never have to rescue it. And now the serious one, so please listen. Bedbugs. If you ever find you have them, and you will know by the bites and the small dark marks, this is not a thing for baking soda or sunlight or any home remedy I or anyone else can give you. I want to be very clear, because it matters. Do not try to handle bed bugs yourself. Call a professional and call them quickly. They will need to treat the mattress, yes, but also the room, the frame, the whole area properly. It is their work, and they are good at it. Trying to manage it at home only lets it spread. So with that one, please set my advice down and make the call. And keep one last thing in mind. Never lie down on a mattress that is still even a little damp. I have said it already, but it is worth saying twice. Damp is where the trouble starts. So let me tell you, the thing I said I would at the end, the part the makers would rather you skipped. Look again at everything I have shown you. Sunlight, moving air, a box of baking soda, a little salt, a washable cover, turning the thing 4 times a year. That is the whole of it. And notice, almost none of it costs anything, and none of it runs out and needs buying again next month. Now look at what is sold to you instead. A whole shelf of mattress sprays and foaming powders with flowers on the can. Services that come to your home to soak and steam your bed, to pour water into the one thing that must stay dry. And under it all, the quiet churn. Mattresses stained too young and thrown away, replaced years before their time, warranties lost to a single spill. And here is the thing I want you to sit with. Every one of those sells you wetness, spray, foam, steam, shampoo, for a problem that was only ever about keeping things dry. They sell you the opposite of what the mattress needs. Why? Not because they are cruel. Because there is no money in the truth. No one can sell you the sun. No one can put your own open window in a bottle. A box of baking soda lasts months and costs almost nothing. So no one builds a bright advertisement around it. The real way is too cheap to be profitable. So it was let go and quietly forgotten, and a shelf of expensive things grew up in its place. It makes me a little sad, in truth, more than angry. My grandmother's whole village knew how to keep their bedding fresh with the sun and the air, and they knew it for free. And somewhere along the way, we traded that knowing for a can. But it is not lost. It is just waiting. And now it is yours again. So let me gather it for you simply for this week. Tomorrow morning, fold the covers back and let your bed breathe before you make it. This season, strip it bare, vacuum it with a clean brush, and sift baking soda over it for an hour, while the windows are open and the air moves through. If there is a spot, remember the one rule. Cold water, always cold. Blot, never rub. And the little paste of salt and soda. Never soak it. Dry it bone dry before you sleep. Turn it with the season. And put a washable cover over it so you never have to fight a stain again. That is the whole of it. none of it hard, none of it dear. Now, I would truly like to hear from you. Tell me, down in the comments, where do you live? And what does your home struggle with most? Is it the damp, the heat, the mold that comes back every wet season? Tell me, and tell me which of these you will try first. I read every single one. I do. And since today we spoke of damp and of keeping what we sleep in dry, next time I want to show you how my Obatron kept the closets and the chest dry all through the rainy season, so that nothing inside ever grew musty or spotted, with just a few quiet things tucked in among the cloth. It is one of my favorites. Come back for it. Until then, remember that the people who kept a home with their own hands, long before everything came in a bottle, knew things we are only now beginning to remember. And nothing in a home is ever truly waste. Take care of your home, and it will take care of you. I will see you next time.